Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Or really just gentlemen. Welcome back, gentlemen. I just got home from failing my finals, and I decided to come home, and to make myself feel better, I wanted to put out an absolute fucking banger talking about the state of Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 25, as in MESX 25, as in I'm steaming pile of dog shit. I really have no structure and plan for this video. I kind of just wanted to get on here and talk about it. Give it a little review, give a little update to my video that I made when the game first dropped. Within I think the first day, when this game dropped, a little over a month ago now, I made a video talking about this game, and I kind of sung its praises a little bit. I think at the end of the video, I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10, and I said that I was happy with it. I said that it had a lot of potential, and I enjoyed the game's physics. Yeah, I just sung the game's praises, and I wanted to come back and I wanted to give a little bit of an update and talk about how I feel now about the state of the game. To say the least, my opinion has been swayed, and I don't feel the way that I did when the game initially dropped anymore. The main reasons for that being that Milestone just makes the worst fucking decisions possibly imaginable. I want to talk a little bit about... Actually, let's get out of time attack. I want to talk a little bit about the rank system that they just released in the Supercross game, and just go over it and go over my feelings, my thoughts, and the way that I feel about it. And actually, we could just talk about the entire online system as a whole, because it's a joke. It's an absolute embarrassment. I don't know what Milestone was thinking when they did this, but it's horrendous. So to start out here, you go into online hub. You guys know this. You guys have all seen this. And then you got all these options, right? So let's open up the global leaderboards. All console players, majority of which you haven't heard of. Well, I'm sure many of you watching this video have heard of the likes of myself, the likes of Axis, the likes of Q, Kimson, other people like that. Why are we not ranked higher than all of these people? And if you even look, my ranking points, I have 1,302 versus these guys with 10,000 ranking points. Well, the reason for that is because the ranking system is garbage in this game. It's a complete and utter waste of time. All it is it's based off of how much you play the game. That's it. There's no real ranking system. You get points for playing the game, and you get more points for finishing higher. That's it. That's all it is. As long as you're decent at the game, you could win essentially every race. I know people who are not very good at the game, not very good at leagues, fifth, who are able to win pretty consistently in here and just immediately rank up. I mean, I was able to get into Hero, the highest rank in the game, within 2 hours of playing this rank system. They claimed that there was skill-based matchmaking coming. There was no skill-based matchmaking, and they said in their original dev blog that they were going to punish you for, I'm not sure exactly what the wording was, but negligent riding. Like, they were going to punish you for riding like an idiot. I don't know what that means, because there's no collisions. There's no collisions in pub lobbies or ranked lobbies. Why is there no collisions? Nobody knows. There was a guy who actually posted a poll. He polled whether people would want collisions or not in online. The results were 21 people said they would want collisions to 2 people said they wouldn't want collisions. So why does Milestone continue to do this? Nobody knows. Probably because they're fucking stupid. And that's really... I hate to be a negative Nancy, and I hate to just sit on here and rant and talk shit. I'm lying. I don't hate to do that. Actually, I really enjoy it. Milestone is fucking stupid, and that's what it is at this point. There's no way you could deny it. There's no way you could get on here and possibly tell yourself that there's a reason behind the decisions that they make. They just make decisions and they do shit for the fun of it. Nobody had ever complained about the online system that Milestone put together on their previous Supercross games. Nobody ever complained about it. The best part about Milestone games was that they were plug and play. You could hop on, you could immediately jump into an online lobby with some friends, and you could rip. You could go into the track editor. It was pretty intuitive. You could throw together a track real quick. You could rip with some friends. Super easy, super simple stuff, and they completely butchered it. On top of that, even when you do get into a race, there's 3 to 4 people. Like you see here, the tracks are locked to 3 tracks for an entire hour. So you're just rotating the same track. So if you don't like the track, sucks to suck, you're forced to play it. It's just terrible. When you get into the lobby, there's usually only 3 to 4 people. If you could even get into a lobby, because I've heard a lot of people complain about long queue times. The decisions that they made when it came to the online multiplayer are just horrible. And everybody's been complaining to them. Everybody's been telling them to change it, and they just haven't. And they just, I'm not sure if they will. And if they don't, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be playing this game, because it's just terrible. I also want to go over another gripe that I have with this game now that I've kind of gotten my hands on it and really been able to have a deep dive into it, and that is the track editor. The track editor in this game is probably the least intuitive thing that I have ever used in any video game ever. So let me just throw in a random name here. Go into the outdoor rectangular stadium. And let's go over, let's create a new start. So this is relatively similar to what it was before, but I'll just show you here. This here is my left stick, right? Now watch when I move my left stick. I'm not moving through the menus. Huh, let me move the right stick. Again, not moving through the menus. What did Milestone decide to do with this? This is one of their decisions. The bumpers. That's how we scroll through the menu. We have straights, whoops, jumps, tabletop bends, special jumps, extras, and finish lines. So you have to hover over this, and again, use your stick to change length. I don't even know what. So if I click A, that places it. That changes. So then to go over to whoops. Okay, but that one for whoops you have to click on it. So then you have to click on it, and then you have half whoops and whoops, and then you use the D-pad to change whether the height of the whoop, and then you have length of the whoop as well. You could change. And I assume that's the same thing with half whoops. I can go over here to jumps, and then we have these different kinds of jumps. Again, D-pad to change length, and stick to change. I can't even comprehend what I'm trying to say while I'm trying to figure this shit out, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are the menus like this? Why am I using my bumpers to scroll through the menus? It doesn't make sense. Why are they like this? It wasn't broken before, Milestone. They were the menus for the track editor were perfectly fine. They were intuitive. They were just like any other menu in any other game ever. Here's Future Weedy popping in the middle of the video to kind of take a break from all of the ranting and go over some actual really good points that a close friend of mine, Tyler, otherwise known as Reckless Reagan, made when talking in the feature request section in the Supercross official video game Discord. Says, remember when public lobbies had more than 3 people in them? That was cool. Back whenever we had lobby lists, lobbies were much more full. You were actually able to find lobbies. He says, remember when private lobbies had race director and qualifying? That's another feature that they got rid of that nobody asked for them to get rid of, yet they got rid of it anyways. Remember when you weren't stuck in semi-auto transmission while using advanced physics? If you guys don't know, you're not able to lock advanced physics. So people are using standard physics in league races, assists maybe even, because you're not able to lock it. You're not able to change any of that. And he also says, remember when you could change the go settings while in time attack session? That's another thing that you used to be able to do that Milestone did not put into the game. And nobody knows why. Milestone just seems to make random decisions and take stuff out of the game that nobody wanted to take out of the game. Everybody really enjoyed these features, and yet they just take them out in exchange for nothing. So that's some more points as to where a lot of the community's frustration is stemming from, and some good points other than just my ranting. And I have one last thing that I would like to go over, and that is the updated tracks. The updated tracks in this game are garbage. Birmingham is not good. Their update to Foxborough made the track worse. Their update to Detroit was made better. I'm not gonna lie. Detroit was better. Indianapolis, 50-50. It's not bad, not great. Like I said, Foxborough got worse. Birmingham is horrendous. And Arlington is not good either. I'm not a big fan of Arlington. I don't think very many people are a big fan of Arlington. But let's just go to Birmingham to really to get my point across here as to why it's piss poor, zero effort what they've done with these tracks in this game. Let's go over this section. The fast line in here is to overjump the triple, check up, double, step on, step off, triple out. Then you have to perfectly time this in order to jump and case this quad out into this corner. This shoots you way too high. You could almost easily quad that. It has super P jumps, big jumps, but the track is so narrow. You could barely go side by side on these tracks whenever you're actually in a lobby with collisions in a private lobby, because you just end up slamming into people and going off track. You have to over jump this triple in to case it, and then case again, triple out, so that you could land this triple out, go triple in, just to case this quad. Like, it's just, it's so goofy. There's another section on Tampa that's like that, where you have to go triple and you have to case a quad out again. Yeah, there's one like that on Foxborough as well. The new updated Foxborough track. The new updated Foxborough track is far worse than the old Foxborough track. I don't think it's as bad as Arlington or as bad as Birmingham. And I didn't make Birmingham look as bad as it really is. If you want to really get the full Birmingham experience, go run a race on it and you'll understand what I'm saying. We'll conclude the video on Foxborough. We'll conclude the rant. We'll conclude talking about how idiotic Milestone is. Get this. There's this random hump before the Supercross triple, which, fuck if I know why that's there, but it is. Jump across the Supercross triple, come around here. Section isn't too bad. There's no real place. There's a tabletop here, but I don't know where you're supposed to really go when you step off. Maybe, I guess, step off, single out. Kind of odd to me. This section right here. Bounce in triple. This is another one of those sections where the fast line, if you just saw my ghost, it's hard to see it now, is to launch into this face right here and case it. Go inside here with this uber ultra tiny double, and if you triple this, you could jump all the way here, but you can't jump all the way to the table. So there's no point in tripling in. You have to go double triple rather than being able to triple and then quad onto that tabletop, which would make sense as a line to go outside, but they probably did not think of it. And you have to triple that, check way up, step on, step off. The scaling on these tracks, they just don't flow, and it's not really something that I could put into words. You really kind of have to play it and see for yourself. But you're going to have to trust me on this one. Foxborough, at least, was absolutely better before this update. They ruined it. Arlington was better before they updated it. Birmingham, better before they updated it. I just feel like it's kind of clear to me that rather than actually taking time to make the jumps bigger and still make them flow so that you could hit big lines and you could have fun, they just made it so everything's really awkward now, and you have to check up and you have to do these weird case lines, and it just doesn't make sense. Like this section here, everybody saw that step off is just not, it's just not right. There's no step off. Look look at how huge this step off is. The jump off is damn near as big as the tabletop itself. And it's all the way out in Narnia. So the only way you could actually hit it is if you wheel tap and then... Great rider model, by the way. If you wheel tap and you double out. Unfortunately, it's the same thing with the ruts. The ruts in this game are just drawn in. They're lazy. They went into Unreal Engine and they deformed the ground a little bit and they called it a day. And that's how Milestone does it. They just do it lazy, and they do things so that they could put it in their marketing, that they have new ruts. But in reality, it probably took them a few days to make that, and it's just the laziest way to possibly do it. And it's really frustrating that seems to be the theme with Milestone, is that they're just always doing things the laziest way that they possibly can. If I had to come back and rate this game again, just because of the online experience and Milestone's laziness, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. I still think this game's physics are good, but it's not as good. It's not living up to its potential, and it's not as good as I thought it was going to be on day one. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying this game, wait for some updates. If they fix the online, I think this game has a lot of potential. That would bump it up to a 6 or a 7, in my opinion. But for now, the online being completely broken and them just not addressing it is horrendous. It makes no sense. But I can't really rant about this anymore. You can only rant about Milestone for too long. But I just kind of wanted to go over that. Give a rundown to anybody who's thinking about buying the game. Just wait for them to update it. And if they don't update it, go get something else. Go buy Legends has been doing good with updating. Bikes if you're on PC. Maybe one of the old Supercross games if you're a single player person. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Later.